and welcome to my podcast. You can call me Marie. Today I am doing maybe things a little bit different because I wanted to show you this and I'll just put in a small video where I am wearing this. As you can see in the video, the dress is not very, well fitted. It's just too tight. There is something it's too tight up here around the arms. It's too tight around the waist. It's just not good. And also this lace pattern is too far up. When I filmed the little video I just showed you where I'm wearing it, I went inside and I put in the needles at here just above the lace pattern, because I thought that I would just unravel the bottom part with the lace pattern and then I could save it. But then I looked at the footage again and I realized that that the part around here on the sleeves is just too tight. So I decided I wanted to unravel it, and that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to unravel this while I talk to you. And today I am wearing it's an old thing. It's from a book of Line Holme Samsø called Ego Strike, no, Minnie and Me it's called, which is one of Line Holme Samsø's books. I think it's besides in Danish, it's also in Norwegian and it's also in English. So I think you can find it. Maybe I'll try and look up where you can find the book I'm talking about, and then I'm trying to write it down here. So, but I'm going to unravel this, very classic, and now no turning back. I'm pulling out the needles, and some of you might think, oh, why did you do that? Maybe you could save some of it. But I know when I also thought, when I realized that it was a bit too tight, maybe I could just stretch it when it was washed. But I don't think I can stretch it enough, because this yarn is Pride from Wool Addicts by Long Yarns. It's a give me a sec. It's a 40% linen, 32% cotton, and 28% viscose. So it's a natural fiber yarn, but it's on plant fibers. Both linen, cotton, and viscose are from plants. So they don't have the flexibility that wool, that is an animal fiber, has. So I might be able to manipulate it a bit because it's still a natural fiber. There are no synthetic fibers in it, but I won't be able to manipulate it enough for me to feel comfortable in it. And when I realize that I'm not going to be happy about the end product, this is what I do. I unravel things. My standing record on reusing yarn, because this, I actually unraveled this model before because there was something, but then I realized it much earlier, there was something about the neck that wasn't good. So before I started the lace pattern the first time, I actually ended up unraveling it. So this is the second time I am starting a project in this yarn, and I already know what I'm going to knit from it. Now, these needles, my favorites, Symphony from Knit Pro. They are just my favorites. So now it's out, no turning back. I'm going to unravel this. So my philosophy is that I know that when I'm in doubt with how I'm going to like the end product, I know that I kind of, you know, lose the mojo in the project. I don't feel like finishing it, and then I, you know, do like a lot of other knitters do. I have to choose between, you know, putting it into my yarn closet and try to, you know, learn to love it again, which rarely happens, or I do like this, I, you know, just unravel it right away. So most of the time I do unravel it all right away. And as I was just saying, my record of reusing yarn, you know, knitting something, not being happy with the result, is 6 times. That's my record, reusing the yarn 6 times. And currently that particular yarn, it's a purple silk yarn from BC Yarns. It's called Soft Silk, I think, maybe. It's right now I have almost finished the project, but along the way on, you know, knitting and re-knitting this, I ended up buying a lot of this yarn because I don't know. I think I had an idea, and I, you know, had a recipe with a yardage that I wanted to do, and then the project didn't turn out the way I wanted to, because silk yarns are very heavy. Silk yarns is, you know, made from butterflies. So that's also actually an animal fiber. I've heard it referenced as a plant fiber, which it's not, because it's a butterfly that makes the silk, unless it's a synthetic silk. But real silk is made by butterflies, and there are 2 ways to do it. There is the cruel way, which is that you take the cocoons that the butterfly is in when it, you know, when the larva makes the cocoon, and then, oh, there's a bird in here. Then you take with the live butterfly inside. Then inside you take the cocoon, and then you boil them. And then you gently, you know, pick the thread up, and then you make this long silk thread, and that's the expensive silk with these long fibers, because you have, you know, the butterfly is dead, so you killed the butterfly to get the silk. Then there are the non-cruel way, which is you let the butterfly goes to the last stage, and then it breaks open the cocoon, and in that way it breaks, you know, the fibers in the silk, and then you can't get this long fiber, this long smooth fiber, because that's, if you've ever wondered why sometimes silk is very, you know, shiny and sometimes it's not so shiny, the very shiny kind is often, not always, but often, that's the kind of silk that's made from yeah, the cruel way of doing silk. And I'm not there with where I will, you know, I'm not sure about the animal cruelty in it, because, you know, I eat meat, so who am I to judge? And I still buy yarns that aren't GOTS certified. If you want to read more about GOTS, there is a lot of about GOTS certification. I think museling is a horrible process to do to the animals, but I wouldn't, you know, I haven't done the deep dive on the all the yarns that I have, if they have been made in a sustainable, cruelty-free way. I wouldn't say that I am that conscious consumer to, you know, say that all my yarns are, you know, politically correct and everything. So, but moving on. Oh, I know that, you know, this is a hobby and it needs to be fun and it needs to make sense to me, and I need, you know, to feel like this is going somewhere. And when I bought a yarn, I think that the long yarns are in the pricier end of yarns. It's I think it's an Austrian, it's a European brand of yarn. I think it's Austrian, but I'm not sure. Maybe I can see it on this one. No, German. Sorry, it's a German firm. It's a German yarn. And in general, German companies are very, you know, in general, companies that are, you know, ethical. So, and I don't know if it's produced in where it's produced. It doesn't say where it's been produced, because made in Italy. So the yarn is made in Italy, and oh, nice. I've made notes for myself. I just realized that's a good idea not to throw this one away. I'm not that organized. Not at all. So, and maybe that's why things like this happens to me, that I, you know, I do something and I wing it. I don't do a swatch, and then I end up knitting things a lot of times. So, the pattern I am going to use for my second try on this dress is one I have made for myself. I did do patterns and I sell I think I have like 20 designs, unraveling, all in Danish. And I think I wrote the name of my Ravelry page early on, or else I'll try and do it now if I remember. But this, I don't do patterns at the moment because there is a lot of work in doing patterns. There is a lot of work that, you know, first one done. There's a lot of work in doing the patterns. It takes a lot of time. There is a lot of the work that I don't really appreciate, like, you know, all the math things. I am horrible at math, so all the math thing I have to check and recheck, and it, you know, I don't like that part of the process to do the math. And I'm always in doubt if I made a mistake. Sometimes I make mistakes, and when I have my patterns tested, my test knitters find the mistakes, and sometimes I'm just like, that's such a stupid mistake. Because sometimes it's just like I switched some numbers around or something else really stupid. So sometimes the test knitters finds the mistake even before they start knitting, because they can say, oh, that's not right, that's not right. And often they send me, like, you know, this and this times this and this equals this and this, so it has to be this. And I'm like, I can see your point. I have full confidence that you are such a talented knitter and mathematician, apparently, that you are so right, and I have no chance to, you know. So when I have test knitters doing my patterns, when I have that, because I'm not sure I'm going to do patterns again, I have a lot of fun doing them for me in a one size. But then, you know, all the making all the other sizes, that's, you know, that's the part where I kind of lose I kind of get lost in where did I come to? Is this correct? Do I need to do something else? And and there are so many talented pattern makers out there right now. A lot of talented young and older ladies doing beautiful things. So I've done a pattern. I do a lot of, you know, knitting where I have, like, maybe made a pattern for my own size, looking at, you know, maybe taking measurements from another pattern and then, you know, transforming it into something else. Because often, you know, there is a lot of unraveling in doing pattern designs, and I have a full-time job and 2 children, and I love doing these little videos. This is something that I prioritize doing right now. My husband is inside with the children, so I am counting on having these 25-ish minutes for myself to do this video. But so I need to prioritize my time, how to spend my time, and right now I am prioritizing to knit and do these vlogs and to, you know, do the things that I find funny like doing, you know, going to social knitting events, doing like, we have a lot of social knitting events here in Denmark. I actually wanted to talk about that in an episode, but that's not going to be today. So I know there are only 25 hours a day, and that's the time that I have to, you know, prioritize how to use. And I also want to spend time with my children. That's why knitting suits me so fine, that I can sit and watch a video with my children. My children don't have an iPad, for instance. We have an iPad, and my 9-year-old knows how to use it, and how to, you know, she can open it, but she can't download games, or that's what I told her, because, you know, actually she can, because she actually, you know, I told her that the code on App Store is another one than the code on the iPad. That's not true. Don't tell her. But we've downloaded a few like math games. She loves math. I have no clue where she got that from. Not from me. So I try to, you know, when my children watch TV, and they might watch a lot of TV, but they have long days in daycare and in school to play, and generally they're very active children. My daughter loves to ride her bike, and so does my son. He's 5, so he can't, you know, ride his bike without a parent present. But my 9-year-old, she is old enough to go ride her bike. She rides her bike to school every day when it's not too bad weather. Actually, today it started to rain, heavy rain this morning, and I'm using a small window in the weather where it's not raining. So I'm actually hoping that the rain won't return before I am done with this video. But maybe you can hear the wind, I don't know, because it's very windy today, even for Danish standards. In general, Denmark is a very windy. This part of Denmark is very windy, very rainy. But you know, I've managed to do these recordings in time frames where it doesn't rain that much, because I think the natural lighting is the best for these videos. So, but I'm very excited about unraveling this, because then I can do something else. But I think I just realized that it's not going to be that much of a walk in the park, because I actually thought that, you know, this is knitted top down, of course, but as you can see, there's an I-cord in the sleeves. I've been a good girl. I have I've actually weaved in the ends at the I-cord. Gold star for me. And now I have to try and unravel the I-cords. Oh, I was lucky. Luckily, I know how I normally weave in the ends, so I can figure out how I did this. And now maybe let's see if I'm lucky enough to be able to unravel this I-cord. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Not that tough. So I'm always thinking like, okay, this is going pretty good. When is this going to, you know, blow up in my face and not be any good? Is it maybe, you know, sometimes you think that, oh, I got it, now it's done, I can just, you know, and then you've started to try and unravel something from the wrong end. Yeah. Then I get a bit irritated, but it's no good. Need to do this because I know where to reuse the yarn. I've heard other podcasters say I just threw it in the bin. You know, it breaks my heart. Don't do that. Don't do that. Find a friend or somebody on Instagram or anything who will unravel it for you. Make your children do it. Sometimes my children have a lot of fun unraveling my projects. And see, this is what I just said. Now this is, you know, making... Yeah, no, it's not going to do what I want to do. No. Okay. Yeah. You know, it's easy picking out doing something in all green yarn, and now I've been working so hard with this that it's starting to, you know, might need a, oh, lucky? No. Well, before I finish, I started talking about this thing, and the designer is Lena Holme Samsø, and I just forgot to say that the yarn is yarn from Fredsminde Unica, which is a Danish hand dyer. It's a merino kit silk merino, no, it's a mohair kit mohair. Oh. Why are there so many names on of the same kinds of yarn? It's a mohair and silk blend yarn that she colors. Yes. And I want to show you my bag too. This is a bag that I have bought. Let's see the other side. I bought from Hammershus, and they're called. Oh, now it's gone. I'll just write it down here what the producers of these bags are called. These bags are handmade by women in either Asia or Africa. Oh, Hammershus Fair Trade. That's the right one. Yes. So they make these bags. They make a lot of different kinds of bags, but I love this one because it's made from, you know, strands of fabric, and then strands of some kind of grass, I think, or straw maybe, and with these leather straps, I guess they're called. And I have my Lego. My oldest daughter works at Lego house, so she gave me this one, purple one, and I have my teeny tiny measuring tape in leather I bought from Trillemor, which is a Danish what do you call it, craft person. She makes what do you call them? She makes products in wood and in leather. She does all kinds of things. I'll just write her down here. Okay, I think that's it for today. I hope that you had the time to sit down and enjoy listening to me talk about everything and nothing, unraveling and the joy of knitting and using your yarn. And yeah, we get around. I get around when I sit here and talk without anybody interrupting me. That's nice. So I hope you had an interrupted moment with me, listening, doing some knitting or whatever makes you happy. And I hope to see you again soon. Remember to subscribe, leave me a comment or give me a like so that other people can find my channel. If you want to follow me, you can find me at Kokholmsk on Instagram. And I hope that you will return and that you have a nice summer wherever you are right now. Bye and have a